Good evening and welcome to the Posthumous Poetry Series, Part 52. This is the last poem in the series, and I don't really have anything witty or wise to say at the conclusion of the series. When I started it, I was thinking of the poet John Berryman, who said the important thing is that your work should be something that no one else could do. And I think we accomplished that. And oftentimes, I felt like Sonny Rollins on the Williamsburg Bridge, you know. And it was always great to have my friends and aficionados, check in throughout the year and see what was happening with the series. That was always fun. And I think also, in my own way, I think we set a benchmark as to what can be accomplished for poets on sites like YouTube. Because not only did you get to hear me read the poem, see me read the poem, but you also got to see the poem which was included with each of the readings. So it frees us as poets from the pointlessness of magazine publication and the circuitous absurdity of book publication. And I think that's a step in the right direction. The poem I'm going to read is one of my favorite poems. It's also one of my best poems. It was written on the occasion of my mother's death. And when I read it, upon completion, I was kind of blown away by how beautiful it really was. And every year there's an anthology that comes out called The Best Poetry of whatever year it was. And this was 1999 when I wrote this. And when I saw the anthology, I thought to myself, well, hell, I wrote the best poem of 1999. And one day I was at a poetry reading, and this guy says, I was at a poetry reading one evening, and you said that you wrote the best poem in 1999. He says, you know what? He says, you were right. The poem is entitled Dia de los Muertos. Yesterday was Dad's 80th birthday. We celebrated by looking through the old photographs, relying on me to identify the guys and gals. You've been dead for a month. When we get together, we see you through the holes in our hearts. The house is being taken apart and packed. I got some pictures, some bowls, a necklace that looked like old hippy love beads, and the only thing I really wanted, the statue of Romulus and Remus being suckled by a wolf. How you came by this piece I never knew. When I got it today, it felt so light and seemed smaller than I recalled, realizing that in all these years I never actually handled it. This could be said of our life as a family. For the past month, it's been shades of night descending. Dad said, believe it or not, you were his first and only girlfriend. I don't see me visiting your grave much. You're not there anyway. Though the report cards you saved showed me getting good grades in Christian studies, I can't say for sure where you are. There is no nepenthe that can drive away this pain and sorrow. And believe me, I've tried. Tonight, I turned the clock back, but not time. About a year or so ago, Richard Dillon and I were receiving Poe empowerments to propel our consciousness through our fontanelle at the time of death. At the end of the session, the floor was opened up for questions, and Richard said, "There's one I've had for a while. Is it possible that we could reincarnate back into this exact life and live it all over again?" You could touch the spiritual smugness in the room, and in a protracted Tibetan of the translator with Rinpoche, who said in plain English, "Yes, anything is possible." All around the room, helium seeped out of their spiritual balloons. It is truly hopeless. Trungpa says Padmasambhava still lives. If you look for him, you might find him. But I'm sure you'll be very disappointed when you see him. One evening, Isamu Noguchi came to visit John Cage. There was nothing in the room. No furniture. No paintings. Floor was wall-to-wall cocoa matting. No curtains. No drapes. Noguchi said, "An old shoe would look beautiful in this room." Self-portrait as an artist.